Alright, sneaker fam, Senior here, back with another video, and these are all the shoes that I've copped in 2025 so far. I guess actually technically not. I grabbed a few things. I guess typically things that most sneakerheads wouldn't care about. I've got a pair of Dunks that are sitting over there that, um, are more themed around my Jeep. I've grabbed a pair of Birks and I grabbed a pair of Clarks. But we're talking about, some of the more important sneakers in my collection. And I think I counted there are 12 here. So we're going to do the top 10 and obviously, I guess, top 12 because we're just going to rank them all. This isn't going to be an easy task because there's some pretty sick shoes on this table. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to rank these. Honestly, I really don't. And, comment down below. Let me know what your guys' top 5 from your first 6 months of 2025 are. And I'm going to give you my 12. And I guess we're going to kind of rank them worst to best, I guess. Not saying that 12 is the worst, because if that's the only shoe you copped, I mean, that's a number 1 to you. So, again, man, there's some crazy, I don't even want to say crazy, man. There's some amazing shoes on this table, and I don't know how I'm going to rank them 1 through 12. So, I guess, here we go. All right, sneaker fam. So we're starting off the list at 12, and G is down here with me, and I just made him mad because there's so much I really like on the table because I've been super selective this year. I know maybe looking at 12 sneakers isn't being super selective, but especially compared to years past, definitely super selective. There's a few that I wasn't planning on it, but just end up doing it, and this is one of them. I do really like this shoe. I'll be honest with you. Hot take here. Hot take. Black Cat 3s over Black Cat 4s. To me, here's why. I like how Jordan Brand has broken up the black with the patent leather and the differing materials on the 3s compared to the all black on the 4s. And I know G just shook his head at me like I am beyond crazy, but hot take, Black Cat 3s over Black Cat 4s. So I don't even know if I'm going to get the Black Cat 4s. But the Black Cat 3s is a great silhouette. I believe that this is the first sneaker that I grabbed this year. I really do like it. I like a lot of the things that they did. The leopard print on the shoelaces is really cool. The wet, liquidish looking Jumpman, metallic Jumpman on the tongue. But there's just so many other shoes that were on the table that I really, really liked. And unfortunately, the more I kept picking through them, the farther and farther they plummeted until they were the bottom shoe on the list. I think any other year that this is probably higher on the list, but hey, they are where they are. And again, you guys comment down below, tell me what you guys think. But Black Cat 3s, unfortunately, are number 12 out of 12. All right, and at a number 11, again, another OG colorway, another super clean colorway, the Black Toe Jordan 1s. The storytelling on this shoe was great. Unfortunately, my box is super jacked, but don't wear the box. Maybe I'll just throw some tape on it and rearrange the wall, and this will end up on the wall. But super clean colorway. I love the reimagine. Like I said, the storytelling about how this is basically the prototype, especially the Air Jordan, the signature on the inside of the left shoe. Yeah, the left shoe. But again, I really honestly don't know why the hype for this shoe wasn't like higher. Again, I really like the shoe, and I'm glad that it was something I was able to pull the trigger on. But one highs just aren't really my style right now. But this was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up and had to cop, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that they're in the collection again. This is, you know, super simple to wear. The more I wear these later on down the road, the more they're beat up, the better I feel like they're going to look, because that's the way Jordan 1s are, even the highs and the lows. But number 11 really couldn't go wrong. Again, other years, and this isn't built on hype. This is literally my personal opinion. You know, out of the shoes that I bought, what I liked the most. And so there's going to be some controversial picks in this list. You guys will probably be kind of surprised on what is sitting where. But this is number 11, and I think other years this would be easy top 10, maybe top 5 shoe, just because how clean it is. G is even over there sitting there talking about how much he really likes these and how clean they are. But again, man, I grabbed some other shoes that I really liked more. So at number 11, Black Toe Jordan 1 highs. All right, we're officially in the top 10 now, and another one I just couldn't pass up, and another one that I'm kind of surprised wasn't, I guess, more hyped. Was pretty simple to cop, or the Obsidian Jordan 1 lows. I've worn these ones a couple times, man, and I love this navy and the light blue colorway. Super simple to rock, man. Jordan 1 lows. This is a great time of year to be rocking Jordan 1 lows too. So, but with as much of hype as there was around the highs and how difficult they were to get, I was kind of surprised this didn't have more hype to it. But hey, I don't collect things based off of hype, but I do really love this shoe, and it was definitely something I had to have in the collection. And like I said, I've rocked these bad boys a couple times, and you know, you can't go wrong with the lows, honestly, man. They just fit my style a little bit more nowadays. So, you know, definitely going to be looking to grab more. Definitely wanted the Rookie of the Years. Wasn't able to grab them. Kind of wasn't on my list, but you know, like I said before, we can't grab everything. But I'm happy to have these ones. I would prefer another hot take, I guess, if you want. I prefer these over the Rookie of the Years. To me, this is just fits my color palette and my style more. A little bit easier to rock for me. So, Obsidian 1 lows in at the number 10 spot. All right, man. And again, this is just my choice. G's giving me the thumbs down over there, because he definitely would have put the Black Cat 3s over these. But a silhouette that I am totally in love with, and I have 3 of the 4. And maybe your boy might have to trade something or save up some coin to buy the Varsity Red. Don't know if I'll get every colorway of this shoe, because some of them look like Dookie. But like I said, a silhouette that I love are the T-Rex 1s, Jumpman Jacks, whatever you want to call them, man. Love this shoe. Love this bright colorway. The outfit I'm rocking right now, these things would go hard with. And like I said, it's just a silhouette that I have fallen in love with ever since I pulled off the trade to get the mocha ones. And then I was able to cop the dark mochas, and now I have these. So missing just one, but in at number 9. What a great silhouette. Again, the only knock, I think, if this thing had some sort of tech in it, some sort of, I don't know, reacts inside of the shoe, or some sort of tech in any way, shape, or form, this probably would be higher on my list. But in at number 9, this shoe is sick. I also don't like some of the things that they're doing. I have 2 pairs. 2 pairs came with dust bags. This one didn't. I got the stickers. My dude Andy didn't. So there's no consistency. I feel like if you start a silhouette out and you're given dust bags for 3 silhouettes in a row, you should at least be continuing to do that same thing with every colorway that comes out. But hey, it is what it is. No dust bag with these, but I did get stickers. But number 9, the Jumpman Jacks. Yeah, Jumpman Jacks. I got another Travis Scott coming up next in the bright cactus colorway, number 9. All right, and at number 8, probably another controversial pick for some of you guys based off of what of the other pairs that I have are the Field Jacks. Worn these pair a couple times. I feel like the comfortability factor, I did not like the other pair, honestly. I just didn't really like that light blue colorway, even though I feel like maybe I could have pulled it off. But I'm happy with just this one, and unless they come out with some bangers, I probably won't get any more of these. However, I mean, to me, same thing with the Jumpman Jacks. The box, the presentation, 10 out of 10. This box is so sick. feel like this is something that they would do for CPFM or something, with this bubbly texture on the box. This paper, again, 10 out of 10. Um, Again, I wore these. They're super comfortable. It is a little weird because it like the air does move in these because it's kind of like a chambered air unit. But again, for me, fits right into my color palette. I've got tons of creams and browns and stuff that I wore with these. You guys, I probably even see in the intro video the Florida Gator shirt and Fear of God pants that I wore with these. Man, you just honestly can't go wrong. I really like this shoe. If you can get, I think you can get these really cheap resale. If they're going at retail, I would be surprised if they're not below retail, honestly. Same thing with the other colorway. My dude Alex hit the other colorway, so I'm happy for him to get a Travis Scott in his collection. But I love this pair, super amazing. Trainer, you guys know I'm a retro guy. These fit right up there in my aesthetic. So, and at number 8, the Field Jacks by Travis Scott and Nike. All right, and at number 7, you multiply that by 2, and you get the Ferrari 14s. Maybe these are a little bit lower on my list because it's a shoe you guys watched me just open last week. So maybe I haven't had time to marinate with them, and we haven't been able to like vibe together like I have with some of the other shoes. But it's a great shoe, and again, as I was going through and I was picking my top 5 first, other things just kind of kept sliding back and back. So I feel like number 7 is a really good spot for this pair of shoes. Again, super clean, crispy colorway. I feel like, you know, I don't think I talked about it in the video, but how the back 23 looks like a tire tread. This is a great classic pair of Jordans. And like I said, unfortunately, just kind of kept slipping back. And that's like, I guess that's the story of this video, is that things just keep slipping back and back and back and back. And man, I hate to have it done to some of these shoes, but I like what I like, and my top 5 is pretty killer, I think. So we're going to be getting one more closer to that, and at number 6, but at number 7, the Ferrari 14s. All right, and at number 6 is the Flu Game 12s. Again, man, I really hated to watch these fall to number 6, but again, with some of the shoes that I have in the collection, it's just where this shoe fell, man. Again, a classic shoe. Actually, that anniversary just happened like 2 weeks ago when you're seeing this video. So, great shoe. Definitely a shoe I had to have. Thankfully, was able to cop a couple extra pairs. Again, this one wasn't easy to get your hands on. Was happy that I was actually able to help a friend out for a pair of shoes that he really needed to have, because it was the first Jordan he ever had. So, but the Flu Game 12s, it's a great colorway. Just unfortunately couldn't edge out some of the shoes that are at the top of the collection. So just sitting outside of the top 5 at number 6 are the Flu Game 12s. All right, and at number 5 is the Jordan 5. The black metallics. I would say the shoe that started off the hype for sneakers of 2025. I was actually really taken aback at how hyped this shoe was. I feel like this shoe kind of helped resurrect some of the hype when it came to sneakers this year. And, you know, definitely glad I was able to do an in-store pickup vlog, show you guys how packed the mall actually was. And I'm stoked to have this shoe in the collection. And this shoe has been giving me nothing but mental problems, only because now I'm halfway through the OG Jordan 5 colorways, and man, now I'm really been struggling, as you guys saw with the 14s. Do I try and complete that collection? Maybe I can get the Grape 5s on discount. I don't think that there's going to be much hype behind those, and so maybe later on down the road, that's a shoe I can add to the collection. But your boy's running out of space. Don't have a whole lot of room for a whole lot of sneakers. So again, I'm also being selective, and there's a lot more shoes that I want that are coming out that I have to have in the collection to complete, you know, the 1 through 14. But this was definitely a must. I love this colorway. Super simple. Again, I am wearing an outfit that would just, these would just go hard with it, right? Super simple. I'm wearing a black Fear of God shirt and some gray H&M like sweat shorts. Throw these bad boys on with some black Nike mid-ride socks, and there you go. Can't go wrong. Even the shirt I wore, the Supreme shirt I wore in the last video. I also have a black Supreme shirt with gray Supreme on it. Would perfect match. I also don't like perfect matching, but they would go hard with this. Super easy to rock. So number 5, black metallic Jordan 5s. All right, you guys, and at number 4, and again, this may be a hot take for some of you guys, but I love the Rodeo SB Dunks, man. Me and Garen were just down here chopping it up in between takes, and man, this shoe is so sick. Everybody that I've shown this shoe to, outside of wifey, love this shoe. Garen even said that this is something like you could see Woody from Toy Story wearing, and I agree. This shoe is so amazing. I do not see this coming out of the top 5. I honestly feel like my top 5, something's going to have to be super crazy to unseat any of these 5 in the top 5, honestly. I feel like my top 5 is probably going to be my top 5 right now for the year. And again, unless something crazy comes out, unless I'm able to cop some sort of Travis Scott Jordan 1 low, my top 5 I think is going to be set for the entire year. And I honestly think that this is outside of the SB4s. If you want to talk about just Nike SB Dunks, this is the SB Dunk of the year right here. I said it when I got these. I'm glad that I went for these. I did not expect that at all. I saw the stock was super duper low, and it was just, a shot in the dark that I threw out there to the Nike sneaker gods, and they shone favor on me that day. But man, I love the shoe. It's so amazing, and I'm glad that it's in the collection, and it's going to remain in the collection, and it's at number 4 for pickups of 2026. All right, number 3, white cement Jordan 4s. Now, I contemplated putting these number 2, and I honestly think you could flip-flop 3 and 2 very easy. Number 1 is very hard to unseat, in my opinion, but the Jordan 4 white cements, classic shoe, completed a collection inside of my collection, and I'm excited about that. And again, this is just a super simple outfit, or super simple shoe. Again, I've said it numerous times. This exact outfit that I'm wearing right now, I could throw these on, and it would look sick. And I'm wearing white ankle Nike socks, so would just fit perfectly, right? Great summer shoe. My issue is, and kind of the way I build my collection is, not necessarily always a huge fan of wearing the same shoes everybody else does. Super hard to not wear these, right? This is a great summer shoe, but everybody's going to rock them all summer. When you make a statement, when you bust these out next year, and everybody's like, oh, dang, I forgot the SB, or the white cement 4s dropped last year. Dang, those things are crispy. Those things look nice. So, but I do intend, I will wear these this summer. But again, I just always not a fan of wearing the same shoes everybody else is going to wear. I personally think that that's why a lot of my shoes are DS, because when I grab them, I like to sit on them. I don't like to wear the same things everybody else wears. I buy what I like and I wear what I like, but I kind of like people to be like, dang, I forgot those dropped. Oh, when did you get those? How long have you, so nothing wrong with wearing your shoes as soon as you get them. Like I said, the black metallic 5s, I've already worn those. Nothing wrong with that. But to me, I just kind of like to make statements, and sometimes wearing the shoes right after you get them, it doesn't have to be a year. It can be 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. You throw them on, people will be like, oh, because the sneaker game moves so fast. Most people already forgot this shoe dropped, right? Outside of the fact that we get constant restocks lately, most people have already forgotten this shoe drop. People are already on to the next shoe. So, and at number 3 are the white cement Jordan 4s, and you guys might be able to guess what 2 and 3 are. So let's get our 2 and 1. So let's get to them. All right, and at number 2, the Navy SB Dunk 4s. I talked about it when I got the shoe, maybe, I don't remember. But man, I wish Jordan Brand did a lot of these things with the Jordan 4s. I understand that they do some of these things just for the SBs, but man, this floppity pull tab right here would be great. This more plasticky wing would be great instead of the hard plastic ones that have a tendency to break down by where they're stitched. I make some of these changes to the actual Jordans, but hey, it is what it is. I'm glad to have this shoe. This is a great shoe. I have a lot of fits that I plan on wearing with these. So yeah, another one that was kind of a pain in the butt to try and grab, but at the same time, I was glad that I grabbed it. And I do think that that's a great way for Nike to combat botters. That's a difficult tongue twister to say. Combat botters, but also I wish it was just a little bit easier that you didn't have to know some sort of, I don't want to say random skater, but to me, I don't quite know who the guy is, but so to be able to be following him and then get a link from his Instagram story that then transfers you to your sneakers account, and then you can do the scratch and sniff thing. It's kind of a real pain. It really was, but luckily I got through, stayed calm, goose fraba, and was able to hit. So they're at number 2, and like I said, this top 5 is going to be hard to beat next by the end of the year. Very, very hard to beat because I don't really see anybody topping these top 5. So in at number 2, the Nike Jordan 4 SBs. All right, and in at numero uno. Wow, man, I just totally butchered that, and it's just gonna stay in the video. But I butchered that bad. But number 1 on the list is the Union Chicago Shadow Jordan 1 High. But man, this shoe is so amazing. The quality on this shoe is beyond amazing. The presentation of the shoe is beyond amazing. This is by far one of my favorite shoes in my collection. Even if this did not have Union and this was just a regular Jordan and this is the way it was put out, this would still be number 1. I just love the quality of the shoe. A lot of people clown this raw leather edge, talking about Ronald McDonald and this, that, and the other. Bro, I think that this is so sick. 2 of my favorite Jordan 1 silhouettes, as far as Jordan 1 colorways, I guess, the Shadow and the Chicago is just sick. And then saying those 2 together, Shadow, Chicago, they sound similar. They just look great. The blue stitching on the side, the blue Jumpman tag, 3 laces. And again, the quality, man, the quality. You will not see a Jordan 1, any Jordan 1 this year, I believe, that's going to match this quality. You can say whatever you want to say, but I do not see Jordan Brand topping this quality. I have heard the shattered backboard quality that's coming out, garbage. And that is the, cream of the crop, right? That is the shoe, the original, I don't even want to say the original, but the latest release up until this year, that is the shoe everybody compares the quality of Jordan 1 leather to, right? And this year, trash from what I have seen. So the Jordan 1 quality, the leather quality, everything on this, man, even the blue stitching on the tongue, the whited out Jump Air Jordan or Nike Air logo on the tongue is just so amazing. So it has to be number 1 on my list. I'm so happy that I was able to grab a pair from Union. I hate paying that high shipping costs, but it's something I'm willing to do to grab such an amazing pair of shoes, and beyond happy and excited that they're in the collection. And I'll be honest with you, man, I don't think I could honestly do a top 5 in my collection because that would be just too hard, but this is definitely one of my favorite shoes in my collection by far. So, and it's number 1 of the shoes that I've grabbed so far this year. All right, guys, what do you think about my list of the 12 sneakers that I've copped this year? Definitely will not be keeping up that pace, for sure. I want to say, honestly, there's probably less than 6 shoes that I really, really want to have in my collection for the rest of the year. Um, I'm definitely going to make a video about that, and I'm going to explain why I want certain shoes in my collection. Um, but, you know, so very few sneakers left that I want to come out, and some that I'll probably go for to try and make some profit if I can. It's actually one of the restocks I was going for the Ferrari 14s because the resale on those is still pretty high. But JD Sports app is trash, so it's hard to get in, hard to, you know, be able to cop anything. So, but very limited shoes, so it's gonna. I really feel like it's gonna be hard to beat that top 5 this year. But you never know. You never know when or how you'll grab something from sneakers app. So, and I'll only count anything that I keep in the collection. If I grab something just to turn around and flip, I'm not gonna count it. I also don't like doing videos top 5 releases of 2025 when I don't have the shoe in hand. To me, I don't know what a shoe looks like until I have it in hand, even if I see it in the store. If it's not something I'm willing to keep in my collection, I don't talk about whether or not that's top 5 or top 10. So I only talk about the ones that I actually cop, but I'll do videos on shoes that are coming out just to help you guys out to decide whether or not you want something for your collection. So enough rambling. This video is going to be long enough as it is. So I will catch you guys on the next video. And remember, guys, like I always say, your sneakers are made to be worn, so wear them. Senior out.